Thank you for being with us today. This is the Highway Network. Hey everybody, this is the White Sheep.
This is Hybrid.
And we are here with Comic Book Versus number 51 for you. Kind of a special matchup, actually. It's the one after number 50. Less important, but also equally as important.
I've been pushing for this one.
He has. And we've got a bunch of actually really interesting matchups coming up right in a row for you. Especially our next matchup. Not going to announce it. You'll just have to wait and see.
And the one following.
Yes, it is.
Not gonna expect
all of
it.
These are fantastic. But yeah, as you can see, this is Ninjak versus Snake Eyes. And some of you are going to be like, who the hell is Ninjak? Because all of you will know who Snake Eyes is if you had a decent childhood. So, without further ado, Ninjak, although really cool character, Josh is going to start first, and we're just going to dive right in. And he's going to explain who Ninjak is and why he wins this fight. So, Josh, go.
Okay, so it looks like CJ's already admitting defeat. He said why he's going to win this fight. Ninjak, if you couldn't tell by the very beautiful salmon background there, instead of red, black, blue, orange, what have you, that's Valiant Comics. He's a part of Valiant's universe. Exo Manowar, which I always preach about. Unity, which is a great series. He's actually the leader of the Unity team. Matter of fact, not Exo Manowar, but Ninjak is. He and Snake Eyes are actually very similar, which is obviously why we put them up against each other. His real name's Colin King. He actually works for MI6 as a mercenary and assassin. But by day, he's actually like a billionaire playboy. So kind of think Bruce Wayne, but more badass. If that makes sense. His abilities are, his real name is Colin King, if I didn't say that. His abilities, though, he's in peak human condition, stealth, he's a master combatant, swordsman, marksman, assassin, tactician, and also he has great leadership skills. His equipment is his bodysuit and also various weapons and gear that he has depending on the mission. I know he isn't pictured here with guns, but he does use guns if he needs to, so don't be mistaken there, even though primarily he likes using his swords, which aren't just any other swords. I can't remember the exact type of, not exact type, but I can't remember exactly how sharp he said they were, but they were sharp enough to penetrate armor hunter dogs that were sent down to Earth that regular rounds weren't able to kill, but Ninjak's sword was able to cut them in half pretty easily with no problem. So it's a very, very lethal weapon. Don't be mistaken by the quote-unquote primitive-esque nature of it. So let's get to his stats. His strength, he's a max of 400 pounds. He can lift about double his body weight, which is, that's pretty impressive, especially with his bodysuit on him, which looks like it does have some weight to it.
Kind of like body armor, I guess. I don't think it's Kevlar. It looks a little bit stronger than that.
I think it's more sophisticated than I want to say. I love how he has the body armor, and then over that he has the ninja garb.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
His speed, it's normal human speed. He's not superhuman by any means. Even though that'd be really cool if he could do some ninja stuff like in Naruto universe where they just flash around. Wink, wink. His intelligence, he's learned. He obviously, like I said, he's really rich. So he got a very he got a very good education. His vocabularistics are very nice.
Yes, he knows.
As Rocket would say. He does know proper grammar. He knows how to capitalize his words, etc., etc. He's very smart. That goes also into his leadership capabilities. His fighting, he's a master. He's a master of several martial arts, not every martial arts in the world, but he's a very capable fighter. He's able to keep his own against, warriors such as the Eternal Warrior, who, if you couldn't tell by his name, has been alive for a very, very long period of time and has been fighting for a very, very long period of time. And also as MI6's premier assassin and mercenary, that says a lot considering this is MI6, which is like the British equivalent of the CIA. So considering all of their assets, they go to him for, the people that really need to get taken out.
He's not 007, he's actually 001.
He's whatever 007 is, but
yes.
With another double, like a
6 better.
Like a 007.
001.
His durability, it's enhanced by the suit. Without the suit, it's just normal durability. Obviously, if you look at the suit there, it does look like it has some sort of padding to it. I don't know exactly what it's made out of, but I know it's durable enough where he can survive getting blasted by the Exo Manowar suit and not, dying.
is pretty tough.
In his energy, he has no energy. He doesn't go like that. Even though, he has stuff like bombs and everything, but that doesn't, count as energy projection. So I'm going to turn it over to the White Sheep, and he's going to take over with Snake Eyes.
See, I'm actually really jealous of Josh and the fact that Ninjak really doesn't have a backstory yet, and the new Unityverse, I guess, is that what they call it? The Unity...
Valiant universe.
The Valiant universe. He doesn't really have a ton of info on him yet. He's just... not faceless because you see his face, but he's sort of like a backgroundless, shadowy assassin. But I'm basically going to try to go through Snake Eyes' origin as fast as I can. Snake Eyes is actually, we pick up on his story actually not as a child, not with Snake Eyes as a child, but usually when he's like a young adult, probably early 20s. He's a soldier in Vietnam, and a bunch of his men get killed, and he actually is working with Storm Shadow in Vietnam, and a bunch of his men get killed. He actually is badly injured. Storm Shadow goes back and saves him, and after all this, he finds out his family's dead, and so he's kind of aimless, and he kind of eventually goes to the Far East, to Japan actually, to study with the Arashikage ninja tribe, which is Storm Shadow's family. And what a lot of people really don't know is that he and Storm Shadow were actually really, really good friends, almost like brothers. They were sword brothers. And so they were like the top students at this Arashikage kind of ninja university, even though that's not what it was called. It's just the training school. They were like the top ninjas, pretty much. And even though Snake Eyes was better, he would always try to throw the fight because he didn't want Storm Shadow, who was actually Arashikage, he didn't want Storm Shadow to lose face with his family. So he's definitely a good guy. However, the guy, the Hard Master, always knew that he was the stronger one. And so he kind of wanted him to lead, and then some Cobra shit went down, and the Hard Master ended up dead. Everyone blamed Storm Shadow because it was one of his arrows, and so that's how we got the great rivalry that we know today. Eventually, he ended up joining the G.I. Joes, but I mean, basically his life has been kind of sad. He had a pretty normal childhood, which is rare with these heroes, but his life after that was pretty messed up, and now he works with the G.I. Joes, although he got his face burned off, which is something that a lot of people might not know. That's why he wears the mask, and that's why he can't speak, because it was damaged in that accident. But his real name is unknown. We actually never learn his real name. And his abilities are that of what you'd expect, having seen any of the movies, read any of the comic books, or seen the TV show. He's in peak human condition all around. He's got stealth capabilities as a ninja. He's also a master combatant, marksman, swordsman, and assassin. And all those play a big role into why I think he would actually really hold his own against Ninjak, and in my mind, he'd overcome Ninjak. His equipment, he's got bodysuit, he's got various weapons and gear, and I might go into that in a little bit when we get to the rebuttal. But his strength, he maxes 350 pounds, and that's 3 bars, so that's kind of really peak human, because that's essentially, if you think of that, that's not just overheading your body weight, that's overheading twice your body weight, pretty much, if we're talking about a guy of Snake Eyes' height and build. His speed, it's normal. He can run pretty fast. He's been shown to be able to leap really quickly, even with leg injuries, and also his reaction time is such that he can usually attack someone, even if they've got like a gun. He can usually get to them before they can fire the gun at him. His intelligence, 3 bars, it's learned. Like I said, we know he's got an education. We know he's a pretty smart guy, but we don't really know enough about his life beforehand to really say with certainty, oh, he's definitely got, he went to Harvard, but we don't know that. His fighting, he's a master, of course, master ninja, was in the army, he knows a lot of this stuff, but also he's great at fighting with the weapons he uses, which in addition to the ninja stuff, he's got, tactical knives, a lot of guns, grenades, all that stuff. He knows how to use it really, really well. His durability, though, is enhanced. 3 bars, 2 bars is regular human, but it's enhanced because of the bodysuit, and as you can see, he always wears that helmet and body armor, which seems to be pretty intense. And as I mentioned, his energy protection is nil. He's got none of it, but he does have a lot of guns. Joshy, go ahead.
Okay, so if you couldn't tell, they're pretty much the same stat-wise. The only thing Ninjak really has over Snake Eyes that you can visibly see here in this video is, well, yes, more money, but also I'd say obviously leadership capabilities. A lot of that's probably due to Snake Eyes' disability of not being able to speak, among other things. But that's not really going to play a factor into a head-to-head fight.
True.
You know, like you're not going to be able to lead your sword better than the other person, so to speak, you know, by strategy or instructing them. But when it comes down to fighting, I definitely think it's going to be really close. And I think, you know, usually I'll say something if you've watched the show enough where I'll be like, oh, you know, these people probably spar against each other. I don't think so. Ninjak's not the type of guy. He won't just spar with you to mess around. Usually he's like kind of like Deathstroke in a sense where usually when he's fighting you, it's because he has a contract to kill you.
And he doesn't want to kill you. I feel like, honestly, I'm just going to interject and say I don't think Snake Eyes would actually try to kill Ninjak. I feel like if he just attacked
I think
him
he would, because Ninjak would be trying to kill Snake Eyes.
I think he would try to knock him out. If he had to kill him, it'd be last resort. Next snap.
Well, he's going to die then, because Ninjak's just going to be going up there doing like everything he can to just destroy Snake Eyes. And
we'll see if it's just as another combatant, but game recognized game, Josh.
Well, also, I think another thing that Ninjak has over Snake Eyes, obviously it wasn't in the stats listed, but Ninjak has much more advanced technology than Snake Eyes does. Snake Eyes is usually kind of restricted to the technology the G.I. Joes have available to them. Ninjak doesn't have that disadvantage. Ninjak, you know, obviously by day, he's like a billionaire playboy. Like I said, kind of think Bruce Wayne here. So, and it's just him that he's funding. He's not funding a bunch of other people. So basically, he can give himself as many personal toys as he needs. And yeah, I think that's where he has the advantage here, is that he's going to have more advanced tech than Snake Eyes will. And with that more advanced tech, you know, that's all he's going to need.
All right. I will say I do know he's got the better toys. He's got a really cool ninja loincloth. Looks like it's got gold on it. But I think Snake Eyes' fighting skills, even though they seem fairly evenly matched, personally I think Snake Eyes kind of has the edge because he's been trained in like multiple disciplines. Not only does he know the army sort of grapple, boxing, street brawl kind of style, he's also trained as a ninja. And even though Ninjak is also trained as a ninja, he's more trained as a ninja straight up than he is trained in multiple disciplines. So even though he's like maybe a master of one discipline, Snake Eyes I think is a master of one discipline and then some. The other thing, I've got to sort of rescind my previous statement because I remembered after the fact. I was like, oh, Snake Eyes probably wouldn't try to kill him. However, Snake Eyes actually, I don't know if you knew this, he can recognize chi or ki. And he uses it. It's not like he uses like ki blast, yeah, but no, he uses like, he can see the intentions of another person. Because I guess maybe it's heightened senses, maybe it's whatever. This is real, look it up. So who would be able to tell that Ninjak was going to try to kill him? So
it should be pretty obvious when he's coming at you with the sword, saying,
you never know.
I'm going to kill you.
Weirder things have happened. Josh, go to Vegas. But no, like I said, personally, it's a coin flip. It's a gut call. I think there's more history on Snake Eyes being a badass in very many different ways than there is for Ninjak. And even though I'm kind of throwing the lack of readership on Ninjak in your face, I think honestly it can't be a stalemate because both of these guys would keep going until they kill each other. I don't know. I go Snake Eyes because of the multiple disciplines. Plus, he's usually shown to be carrying a ton of stuff. So, yeah, he's got actually, I forgot to mention that he has tons of utility pouches. So Rob Liefeld vote. The Rob Liefeld rule. More pouches, more better. So, I think it's a toss-up, guys. Flip a coin.
So, yeah, that's about it for this matchup, number 51, Ninjak versus Snake Eyes. Comment below what your guys' thoughts, as always, who you think would win and why. Also, if you're new to this, you know, subscribe to the channel, etc., you know, all the awesome stuff. Share the video with your friends who have no idea who Ninjak is, because, you know, it's one of those characters that need more popularity.
I think we need a Ninjak character bio eventually. Although, actually, that's pointless because we don't have his history.
Yeah, there's, the true.
Giant chunk of character bios is the character history.
Same thing for Snake Eyes. It'd be hard to do his because it's so much of the early stuff's gone.
Yeah, it's like you get, well, I mean, you got a pretty good history.
There's enough where you could squeeze one out, but it'd feel incomplete.
So maybe look out for that Snake Eyes character bio in the future. Speaking of character bios, I will have a Guardians of the Galaxy character bio for you coming out tomorrow or Friday for sure. Friday at the latest, tomorrow probably.
Yeah.
Depending on when this goes up.
But
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. But yeah, comment below. Stay tuned for. There's only 3 matchups left for this season. We started in spring and it's ending in
this is our
late
way.
summer.
I think if
this
you guys,
is how we do things.
For our longtime guys, our longtime viewers, shout out to the guys that we know, like Janzer, Aussie Dragoon, everyone that's been there for most of these last couple of years. You know, season 1 of Comic Book Versus lasted a year and a half.
Yeah.
Almost. It was crazy. Like, it was the longest running season ever.
Yeah, we do things kind of long. We take our time, definitely.
It was one of those things where I think it's like, you know how they show the pilot for shows like months in advance, and then I think that's basically what
us.
happened. That was
that's us.
Revisionist history. Anyways, yes, look for much more. Although I'm not sure, you're going off to college. So
We're both going off to college.
Well, I'm going off to college again. Once more under the breach. So there might be a whole lot more white sheep in this equation.
There may be.
Gets settled in.
We're gonna finish up hopefully Comic Versus before we all have to pack up and go. And then in the meantime, before season 5, which we already have planned out, so expect that in the future. But in the meantime, we'll have Super Science.
Just for what has happened during this one, I think we need to start recording these with the camera.
Yeah. Also, because we are wrapping up soon for season 5, obviously we're gonna change stuff around. This is the appropriate time to tell us, what things did you like. Like I know a lot of people like the new layout and design look that we had for season 4 versus season 3, 2, and 1. So did you like it? Also, for future ones, would you like to see actually like what it looks like when we're recording? Just comment that stuff below. Like I said, we only have 3 matchups left after this one. Not gonna spoil it, but the next 2 kind of keep on the ninja tradition.
Yes,
that's all I'm gonna say.
2 ninjas over the next 2 matchups,
And you're not gonna expect it whatsoever.
and I will say they're not in the same matchup. So there's going to be a ninja in each of the next 2 matchups. So August is ninja month for us.
Kind of.
I guess. So maybe we should start doing ninja character photos. Although no, like I said, Guardians of the Galaxy is next. So, anyways, I guess that's all for me. And
Yeah,
I
that's
think
all for me.
you. So signing off.
We'll see you guys later.
This is the White Sheep,
This is the hybrid.
and we will see you the next time. I love that. I was literally like the whole time I was like.